Hey guys, this is Nick and welcome to my Linux experiment. In the second part of my Linux at Work series, we'll go over how I manage to work with others in my company. Everyone there, apart from the developers, uses OS X and Macs, so interacting with them might have been an issue. It turns out there are solutions, and some of them are pretty easy, so let's see how this goes. This video is sponsored by Linode. Linode provides virtual Linux servers that make it easy and affordable to host your own website, app, Nextcloud instance, or anything else. Linode is totally customizable for power users, but offers a simple, one-click install for most popular apps like WordPress or Drupal. Linode has 100% human, 24/7 customer service by phone or ticket, and is widely documented as well. Give Linode a try with $20 free on your new account using the code LINUXEXP19 or clicking the link in the description. Communication. We use a Zimbra-based solution, which interfaces nicely with the Elementary OS calendar and email apps through CalDAV and IMAP. I can create meetings, receive invites, send email, and read them. The Elementary OS calendar does take some time to show some appointments, and some recurrent appointments don't seem to show up at all though, which prompts me to open the Zimbra web app from time to time just to check. They're apparently working on a fix for that issue, so things should be alright soon. The default email app also doesn't support email signatures, so I can't add my own, and I also can't create folders or labels, so it's not optimal yet. The main issue here is that the contacts directory of our Zimbra server doesn't seem to be exposed to Elementary's calendar, so creating appointments, I need to type everyone's email address manually. This is a pain, and most of the time I just create the appointment in the Zimbra web app directly. We also use Slack, Asana, and GitLab. All are available on the web, and as such I use them in Firefox directly. I tried the Slack app, but it's just an Electron wrapper and uses tons of resources, so I uninstalled it and kept a pinned tab in my browser instead with notifications enabled. I also tried to create web apps with Epiphany for these various applications, but in the end I found using them in a browser was much easier than to switch windows all the time and less distracting as well. Generally I try to use Epiphany at work, but it's just not well suited to my job. I need to test our website and web app on browsers most people use, so Firefox and Chrome are the main tools I need. Documents. We exchange two kinds of documents: iWork documents, since everyone uses Macs, and Office documents. Our Office documents are perfectly editable in LibreOffice without issues. I could even modify PDFs using LibreOffice Draw, which is great. Excel spreadsheets and Word documents open nicely and work great. For iWork documents, I don't have a native app solution. No Office suite I know of can open them, so I resort to using the online iCloud.com portal and use these documents there. It's not ideal and some features are missing, but most of the time the edits I make are minor, so it's not a big deal. Images, PDFs, and other kinds of documents I can handle nicely using the default Elementary OS tools. I don't receive or work with any esoteric file format, so my needs are pretty well covered. Printers. It's more of a mixed bag here. Our brother printer is available on network and is detected automatically and easy to configure and use. We also had a smaller HP ColorJet printer which didn't show up in the list of network printers at all. Using its IP address I could get it to set up, but not to print over HTTPS or HTTP. I ended up having to go and plug the laptop through USB to print my single-page document. It's no big deal since I have the bigger brother printer set up, but it's farther away from my desk, so not as convenient. The printer interface on Elementary OS is not that easy to use and not that legible, especially when trying to add a printer through HTTP. In my personal life, I have zero use for a printer, but for people working in an office, it can be pretty critical too, and making their installation and configuration as easy as possible should be a focus to ensure anyone can use any distro at work comfortably. Workflow problems. Now, after about a month of using Elementary OS at work, I faced a few hiccups in the workflow, notably in how to work with multiple monitors. First, the dock only appears on the primary display, so either you resort to Alt-Tab, which I find super inefficient since you never know which app is open where, or you move your mouse to the primary display, make the dock appear, and select the app to open. I'd rather have the dock show up on both monitors, with an option to show only applications open on each monitor. There is a way to do that, but it involves launching two different docks with manual text file editing, and that's a dirty hack I don't want to do. The Alt-Tab switcher in Elementary OS seems a bit weird as well. It only cycles between windows on the current virtual desktop, so if you need to switch to an app open on a second desktop, you need to use the dock or cycle through the workspaces until you find the one you need. I think the right answer is using the multitasking view, and that's what I'm training myself to do. Elementary OS also lacks a Show Desktop keyboard shortcut to minimize everything at once. It's sometimes useful to directly hide all windows to just open the one you want, and by default it's not feasible, not that I could find anyway. You can however Ctrl plus right click on the dock to open its hidden preferences and add a docklet to show the desktop, but you need to hunt it down with your mouse and click on it, so it's not as easy as using a keyboard shortcut. On a last, unrelated note, it seems that I'll have to buy a second charging brick for the MateBook. I can't access easily the power plugs at my desk, and I like to have a charger at home as well for the laptop. I try to use the MacBook Air's charger, but it's too weak to charge the laptop when doing intensive CPU tasks and probably hurts the battery in the process. That's about it for this episode. In the next one we'll see the various apps I use every day to complete my work, and there are a lot of them. I hope you enjoyed this second part of the series. If you did, don't hesitate to like, subscribe and turn on notifications. If you really did like the video, I have a Patreon page. I'll leave a link in the description below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!